So the USA is actually pretty crazy when you look at it closely. Like, did you know Alaska is massive? It's literally bigger than a bunch of countries put together. And the landscapes, wow, you've got deserts, snowy mountains, beaches, and even rainforests all in the same country. Then there's the cities. New York and Los Angeles are so packed that it feels like they're their own little countries. Oh, and the US military and economy? Yeah, they're way bigger than almost anyone else in the world. And even though the country is huge, there are tiny towns where everyone basically knows each other. So yeah, it's a mix of giant cities, tiny towns, crazy landscapes, and big global influence. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you 7 facts about the USA that honestly sound fake but are totally real. And some of them will probably surprise you. So first, let's talk about Alaska because this is honestly hard to believe. Alaska is huge, like really huge. It's the biggest state in the USA, and it's actually bigger than a lot of countries in the world. If you put countries like Germany, France, and Japan on a map, Alaska would still look massive compared to them. And the crazy part is, not many people even live there compared to how big it is. Most of Alaska is just mountains, forests, ice, and wilderness. So yeah, one single US state is basically the size of multiple countries combined, which is kind of wild when you think about. And some parts of Alaska are so remote that you can only reach them by plane or boat, which feels more like an adventure than normal life. Alright, so the second thing about the USA is the climate. And this one is honestly kind of insane. Most countries usually have like one or two main types of weather, but the United States has almost everything you can imagine in one place. You've got huge deserts like in Arizona and Nevada, where it barely rains and it looks like a movie set. Then you've got snowy mountains in places like Colorado and Alaska, where people ski and live in winter conditions for a big part of the year. Down in Florida and California, you've got warm beaches and palm trees like a vacation spot. And in Hawaii, there are actual volcanoes that are still active, which is crazy to think about. But it doesn't stop there. The USA also has a rainforest in places like Washington State, where it rains a lot and everything is super green, almost like a mini Amazon. There are big plains in the middle of the country where farming happens, and forests in the east where the leaves change color in autumn. So in one country, you can go from a hot desert to a freezing glacier, then to a tropical beach, all without leaving the borders. That's why the USA is often used for movies, because you can find almost any landscape without traveling to another country, which is honestly pretty cool. All right, the third thing is the cities. The USA has some really big ones, like New York City and Los Angeles. NYC is packed with people, skyscrapers, and busy streets, while LA is huge and spread out with crazy traffic. But it's not just big cities. There are also tiny towns with just a few hundred people, which is so peaceful. And the cities are super diverse, with people from all over the world, bringing food, music, and culture. Plus, the way people live in different cities is so different. In some cities, everyone is always on the go, working, studying, or socializing. In other places, life is slower with farmers, local shops, and quiet streets. You can travel a few hours and feel like you're in a completely different country just because of how different the towns and cities are. It's kind of wild when you think about it. All right, the fourth thing is money and the economy. The USA has one of the biggest economies in the world. A lot of famous companies come from the US, like Apple, Google, Microsoft, and many others. The US dollar is also super important. Many countries use the dollar for trade, and some people even save dollars instead of their own money. And the cool part is, different states and cities can be really rich, with huge businesses, while other places are more simple and focused on farming or small shops. So the USA isn't just big in land and people, it's also really big in business and money. The fifth thing is the military and global power. The USA has one of the strongest militaries in the world, with bases in many countries and a huge budget. They have aircraft carriers, fighter jets, submarines, and a lot of advanced technology. Because of this, the USA has a lot of influence in global politics and conflicts. Many countries work with the US, and some depend on it for security and support. But inside the country, most people live normal lives and don't think about the military every day. So yeah, the USA is powerful on the world stage. But for most Americans, daily life is just school, work, and normal city life. All right, the sixth thing is technology and space. The USA is one of the biggest tech centers in the world. A lot of famous tech companies started there, especially in a place called Silicon Valley. Things like smartphones, social media, and modern computers were heavily developed in the US. The USA is also really big in space. NASA sends astronauts to space, builds rockets, and explores other planets. They've landed on the moon before, and now they're working on missions to the moon and Mars again. And tech isn't just in big labs. It's everywhere. Schools, homes, cars, and even farms use modern technology. So yeah, the USA is not just big in land and money. It's also one of the biggest places for new inventions and space exploration. The seventh thing is culture in movies. The USA is really famous for movies, music, and entertainment. Hollywood makes thousands of movies and shows that people watch all over the world. American music, like pop, hip hop, and rock, is also popular in almost every country. American culture is everywhere. Fast food like burgers and pizza, brands like Nike and Coca-Cola, and big social media platforms all started in the US. A lot of people around the world copy American trends, fashion, and lifestyle. And it's not just entertainment. The USA also influences education, business, and the internet. Many global universities, websites, and companies are based there, so people from different countries study, work, and connect with the US every day. So yeah, even if you never go to America, you probably use or watch something that came from the USA.